know, like this is like this.
What the deal? What the deal? Tafashe, top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you, my good brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Homeroom, the show where we talk pop culture, hot topics, and everything in between. Before your day gets rolling, we got to get it started. We got to get started. We got to wake you up. We got to get you. We got to kick in your all that stuff you use coffee for. Your people smoke weed for. All that stuff like that. This is what Homeroom's for. We got to get you snapping, get you going for your day gets started, man. This is your place to laugh, think, and you let your hair down. So grab a coffee, settle in, kick your feet up, and let's get with it, man. This is Homeroom. Tafashe, man, good morning to you, man. Thanks for tapping in first. Appreciate you. We're going to get this thing going. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you feeling today, bro? Let me get my stuff settled over here. Let me see. What? That's crazy. Anyway. Tap in. What's going on? Top of the morning to you. Talk about a couple of things if I can. Couple of things that's on my mind this morning. Okay. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I just came back in from coming off the road, doing my Uber thing earlier. That was cool, but I'm gonna call your man today too. I appreciate the contact on your guy with the AC. I definitely got to call him today because I got to get that going. Yeah, what's crazy? So I'm gonna get right to it. We're gonna talk about it, me and you. Anybody else in here? We're gonna talk about it, me and you, my good brother. So what's on my mind is I just saw a video before I, logged on. And excuse me for being a little late. My morning was a little hectic, but I'm here. I'm here. Committed. I'm here. But I just saw a video where Young Thug had another leak audio. I don't know if you guys you heard about that today. Another audio has leaked today where Young Thug is talking really ill of Kendrick Lamar, which is so random. I didn't think that was the the title or any kind of clickbaity type of topic I would be seeing where Young Thug is speaking on Kendrick Lamar in any kind of way. But then again, I get it. So Young Thug was hating on Kendrick, just talking about a bunch of stuff that wasn't true and his opinion about how Kendrick does music and if he does or does not help people like other artists. And in Young Thug's opinion, Kendrick does not, right? Spoke very ill of him. And, the other side of the argument was Drake does. So that's what he was mad about. But as they got to the end of the Young Thug talking about how Kendrick don't mess with people, he ended it off by saying, so he's talking to his man, whoever the dude was. He said, yeah, man, so let's see if Kendrick goes, let's see if he can do the feature or not. And I'm like, well, you did almost 3 minutes of hating because Kendrick got a verse pending. So you asked Kendrick to be on a feature on your song, the one you just talked about like a dog, and it's kind of it seems like it's implied to me, and let me know if I'm wrong, Young Thug, that you're mad because Kendrick ain't did his verse. Yo, I've been hearing the narrative that quote unquote these Atlanta niggas are different, but I'm not gonna put that on all Atlanta niggas. I got some good friends in Atlanta who don't act that way, nor do they do any telling. Whole nother topic, whole nother day. But That's what's on my mind at the moment. You know. Hey, Tafashi, that's real. I'm building the catalog. You're right. I'm gonna keep posting, keep doing my thing, and keep building this material, building this content. Because what happens is, once it really get going and community gets bigger and bigger, and the content gets bigger and more vast to reach out to more people, then people have a ton of content they can go back and watch retroactively, and all those numbers count anyway. So you're right. You're right. That's a good way to look at it. Hey, that's what I'm saying, right? It's like, first of all, it wasn't even true. Because here's the thing, help comes in many forms. You don't know how many. Look, I'm looking at myself. You know how many tons of people that help me out in situations where people may have seen me somewhere, or I produced something that somebody liked, or I did something in another shape or form that somebody helped me behind the scenes, some kind of way. You know how many calls are made sometime to get things pushed through, or something gets done because some big artist done called in and made something happen on your behalf. So just because you haven't, and he made a statement when he said, he ain't got nobody on his album, he ain't featured nobody on his albums. So what? What does that mean? This man is an artist. Why do I got to feature people? And most of the time, it's just my opinion. Most of the time, a lot of y'all feature people in your albums because you can't carry a whole album by yourself. That's what it is. Y'all not entertaining on stage. You technically not entertaining that much beyond the music. So what you do is surround yourself with a bunch of other people because you can't carry it by yourself. And again, if I'm better than the feature, then what's the point? Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. So I don't know, man. I never want to sound like, which I'm getting more comfortable with sounding like it. I never want to sound like the old guy talking about the game uh, as a viewer and not a participant, because people confuse sometimes your honest opinion with being a hating opinion from a hating objective. But it's just weird today. The game is weird today. People speaking, and I think the internet is what it's not like the internet changed a lot of people. It's what people do with having a loudspeaker, right? It's like you ever gave back in the day, you ever gave a crazy person the little bullhorn at the game and see what they say. You remember the kid that used to be in school when the principal would step out the office, the kid that would sneak in and say go over that little announcement speaker and say something crazy all over the school. Like, it's like that. You give a voice or give a platform to people who don't think something, you're gonna get something crazy as results. And that's the problem a lot of times. People just want to say stuff. And everybody think their opinion matters. And everybody think their opinion is valid. And you know what's crazy? It's because they've been taught. I remember coming up and seeing signs that says your opinion matters. Like a saying. Your opinion matters. Everybody deserves a voice. Really? In what capacity? And what happens when your voice is considered reckless? What about that? Yeah, man. Nah. Anyway, that just gave me a bad taste in my mouth when I paused, when I was getting ready to log on, because I just talked about that interview and I logged on here and it's just still on my mind. I just don't get these dudes, And then Kendrick is out. You talk about a nigga who be out the way. Y'all talk about him producing the music, right? He be out the way. He off the scene. You don't see him in 4 or 5 years. But that's what y'all be saying. For somebody who be out the way, his name shall be coming up. And really, it's because somebody else got slain publicly for the world to see. A lot of people can't handle it. when the blood splattered all over the world, people couldn't handle it. So, yeah. And it's crazy when you think about that. You think about like I don't understand it's the hate, man. You know what's crazy too when you think about the people in their newly formed narratives on how artistry works or what's working and what's not working. For example, you hear somebody say, I'm such and such years old, or I ain't never heard nobody say put on such and such in the car, or I'll be at the club. I go clubbing all the time. I never heard the DJ play such and such, as if like because that was their experience, that person must not really be cracking. He must really have nothing. He or she must really have nothing going on. But let me tell you how much of a idiotic argument that is. Let me use the same premise in real time with a real name. So I've never been in a car and somebody said, turn on that Taylor Swift. I've never been in a club and somebody said, you know what? Play that Garth Brooks one time. Never. I've never been in the car and somebody was like, hey, throw on that Celine Dion. And look, let's pick somebody. Look, I ain't never been in the car and somebody said, throw that Ed Sheeran on. What does that mean in the grand scope of things with the names I just named? That's the problem. Y'all think your world is the world. You think everything you see is everything. That's the problem. That's the problem. And people are like moving around life like that's the truth. Even if you say that's the truth for you, what does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, man. People are ignorant and they make ignorant statements all the time. And just because you have a voice, in my opinion, doesn't mean you deserve a voice. Some of you deserve to be muted and blocked and kicked off platforms and banned. Just my opinion. Top of the morning, sunshine, baby. Is that Ali Glauber? I don't want to mess that name up. I know I probably sound crazy with saying it. 710. Did I say that wrong? I probably did. Most likely I said it wrong. And I apologize. But salute to you for being here. Appreciate you. Good morning. Thanks for tapping in. It's good morning. Welcome to Homeroom. Take a seat. Take a seat. Everybody take a seat. Relax. Relax. Take a seat. We're just talking some stuff today. And I was talking about people with idiotic opinions and how everyone doesn't deserve a voice. Wait. Oh. Yo, my eyesight bad. It say oil. My bad. I just got to switch that L in that I. Oil Glauber. Word. My bad. Appreciate you being here. For sure. But yeah, man, people just talk about people and their idiotic opinions, and and I think well, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say that. sometimes you got to check yourself in a moment, because you find yourself saying something just because you think it, just because you think a thing, don't mean you're supposed to just say a thing. What y'all on today, man? How y'all feeling? Did y'all have a good holiday yesterday? Do anything? Or a lot of y'all work? I know a lot of y'all was working, hustling. We talked in the morning. But how was your Monday? Mine was cool. Hey, man, I appreciate you too. For real. I really do. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. It's funny. You realize how much you may have done in a certain field, and what you deem a success may differ from somebody else. But every time someone tells me they're a fan or of something of this of the sort, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like it. No cash you can check. No, I'm sorry. No check you can cash. Let me get my dyslexia together. No check you can cash. It's no other better feeling than someone saying, "Yo, you're dope," or "I love your music," or "I love your writing," or "I'm a fan," or "Yo, I used to play this all the time," or "Yo, when I was," all the things that are beautiful compliments that you made someone feel any kind of way positively at some point in time in your life, in their life. I'm definitely gonna stop by community soon. I'm gonna definitely fall in with them. Um, Back on Fig too. I know they got to get their stuff together. They straight over there. I know smacking them going through a thing. I know T Rail and them, they're straight, but are they, what they doing? Are they revising? Yo, is it are they trolling? I still don't really know 100%. Is Smack, are they trolling, or Smack really ain't, they really not messing with each other right now? Or is Smack getting replaced in real life? I can't tell. I hope it's all cool because they got an amazing show. They built a strong following, so I really hope they put that behind them in some kind of way. But I still want to know if it's true or not. Are they trolling, or because content, man, this content game is crazy. People do some wild stuff with content, so I never really know for sure. But I'm definitely gonna fall back in the community when I get a chance. I gotta mentally prepare myself when I go get with Pun and AD, because for people who don't know, me and Pun at the time used to manage Problem. For those who don't know, Pun used to manage Problem, and over at Diamond Lane, obviously, me and Problem was together like thick as thieves. We was running everywhere together. So when we would be on the road, Pun, that was my running mate on the road, like, because Pun was a guy that I can joke with the craziest, and me and Pun joke the craziest. And so every day, me and Pun be cracking up, just telling jokes and talking about the wildest, craziest stuff. Been through some of the wildest, craziest stuff on the road. So that's my guy. So whenever I'm in a building and Pun's there, I gotta mentally prepare myself for what that's about to be. Because as a lot of y'all know, I've changed my life significantly. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm trying to stay on a good path of, like, trying to be a great example to anybody who sees or hears me, right? What happens is when I get with Pun, you, you start to it almost seems like revert back to what you were at one point. And I don't want to revert back, but it is funny. Pun's hilarious. That's my brother, man. Hey, OG. I'm gonna call you OG. Yeah, I'm gonna call you that. OG 17. That's what I'm gonna call you. Um, Yeah, man, I think so too. It's content. He'll be back. They can't be. That can't be a real thing. Hey man, for real, that content is crazy. It was literally my musical. Oh, that's killer. That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. That was a time, bro. That was a time. You know what I mean? Like it was literally like a factory of just dope music going on. Right? So many producers, who gotta be, or I'm rapping on that, I'm getting on that. Just back and forth, making dope music, then put it out. You know what I mean? It was a great time. But yeah, the pun, look, pun been destruction. He been that. Like all that's not new for the content space. Pun was that years ago. Like you said, Pun is gonna cause destruction in any space. He gonna instigate something for sure. So the pun together thing, all that, he been that. He been that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I definitely gotta get with him though. GFS Blackout, what's good with you? Shout out. Man, where you been, my boy? I ain't seen you. I ain't seen you on Relatable. You ain't fell through. What's been going on? I definitely haven't seen you on my lives. What's good, my good brother? I'm just over here. I'm over here overworked, tired, and not trying to stress out. That's pretty much my life. Overworked, tired, and not trying to stress out. That's what I've been on. Let me see. Ooh, okay. Man, yeah. Salute, man. Salute to GFS, man. My guy. Ah. Hey, man, you know what? I ain't mad at you, bro. I can't be mad at that. Because if anybody understands, I understand. Because if I didn't open my mouth like an idiot and commit to doing homeroom every day at 10 o'clock, I wouldn't be on here either. Right. But I gotta do it. I have to commit. I gotta do it. And Rios keep me inspired. The fact that he does it lets me know, man, I can do it. I just gotta stop being lazy. So overnight sleep. I dig it. Yeah, I appreciate you falling. Hell, I appreciate you falling in now. Are you fresh off work? And you about to go to sleep now? Hey, babe.
Hey.
That's what I said hi.
Huh?
That's what I said hi. I know you're talking to her. Are you not?
Maybe.
Did I say hi?
Oh, because you seen her face on here.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
No, I didn't. She's my wife. She's being rude, running through my life. Nah, but let me see, man. What's going on with y'all, man? Tafashe. Oh, Tafashe, man, I still got to get you on live, bro. Wait, what clips? What's going on over there? I gotta catch up. I've been kind of seeing, but not really though. I've been just kind of hearing like I'll see back on Fig post something, whatever. I didn't get to see all of the H worldwide um from the other night. They had the show they had. I mean, I obviously seen when Auntie got into it with old girl. Definitely seen that. And Rio's trying to stay calm. Oh, for sure, Tafashe, man, for sure. I gotta you know what? Maybe I could do. Maybe we could. I don't know. What's your more? What about tomorrow? Not tomorrow, Wednesday, right? We gotta do relatable tomorrow. So maybe Thursday, Tafashe, if you're down. That way, I'll have some. So I'll run homeroom on Thursday, like a little on like a hot topic session. That way, I'll have some questions and stuff. We can chop it up about some topics. Oh, word. Okay, I gotta see that. I crashed. I curve a pun on one. Yeah, I gotta fall through there. I gotta fall back through community. When the community is on what days? They do Mondays? What days community come on? Yeah, if I say for sure. So maybe Thursday we get up to 10 o'clock. If you're down, you know what I mean? I have topics and everything. Oh yeah. I definitely ain't been tapped in. I gotta check it out. After back thing on Monday? Okay. I'll probably see if I can fall through next Monday, depending on what guests they have. Or I'll just fall through anyway. Let me see. I gotta check that one out. With Compton Red Rock. Top 5 episode all time. That's a fade. Them the homies, man. I'm always welcome. It's always love. You know, I just don't want to impose on anybody. You know what I mean? But you know, I'll definitely fall through there. But I appreciate you saying that, OG. Yeah, I gotta start, and I'll be trying to think too, like, because instead of just getting on here and talking, right? Um, I want to start reacting to some stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get that. I'm trying to get my footing and being consistent first, and then try to work it in a way where I got a consistent flow of programming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm gonna do this on Monday. I'm not sorry, uh, home at 10 a.m. and then my show flows like this instead of just freestyling. Because I'm good with freestyling too. I'll talk it up, bring up topics and all that, whatever. But I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta get it together. He got 3 podcasts speaking on him heavily. He and his punch to get it back. Yeah. I gotta bring Pun on here too. Now think about it. Matter of fact, let me hit him up. Let me see Pun doing. I'm gonna try to get Pun on one day. Let me hit him up. Because I know he a fool. I gotta set it up. You gotta be right though. I'm not gonna randomly bring him on. I want to promote it and all that. Because I got hella topics for Pun. And I know most of our conversation is gonna be you know, the good days. You know, different memories and stuff, probably stuff things we probably shouldn't say. You know what I mean? On live. But I know you know what I mean? It's different when me and Pun in the room. Bruh, y'all don't understand, bro. It's funny because like I look at it like when I used to be on tour, it was more so like, yeah, you want the bread, right? I mean, yeah, for sure. That come with going on tour, depending on your hustle. You can start very independent and the tour is paid for it's not really no big kickback for me, the artist, or any of us, or whoever paying for it, whatever. But sometimes in the beginning stages, like trying to get something going, that's when you had your most fun because you wasn't concentrating on the hit record or the money per se. You was making bangers, and you knew you was true to life living the music you were making, so it resonated with the people in a kind of way where you can go on tour, you can go, it will hit radio because it was just real and authentic. The other side to it was that you weren't focused on the money so much, so you got to really live in the moment and have fun. And that's what it was for me. I wasn't so concerned with chart stuff and the numbers. It was like, yo, last night was dope. It was dope. We got here, and cities where you don't think be fun, like the craziest things be happening. Like, you know what I mean? And I think you miss some of that when you start concentrating on the money and the business part of it, because it's a business and it got to be ran like a business. So I get that, but also, and I always say this: in all men, there's still that little boy inside of us that wants to just be a little boy, right? Once you're old enough to even walk, you're told you got to be a provider, you got to go work, and people look to you to just work, so they can take from you, so you can be considered quote unquote a man, right? And so what happens is you kind of lose your childhood in that. You try to lose the little boy in you in that, and it never really leaves. It's always there. That's why you ever notice when you get in your 30s and 40s and you start making money, the things you want to spend your money on are things that seem like toys to women, because essentially they are our big toys, right? It's why when you get money, you want to buy a big old truck, because you used to play with monster trucks and stuff when you was a kid, right? Why do people love, like, you know what I mean? Like you want to buy all the jewelry and stuff like that because you couldn't afford it when you was young. Me, I never could afford polo when I was younger, right? Then when I got older, I started buying all polo because I always wanted polo. I'm reliving things I missed when I was a child. You know what I mean? So you're always trying to feed that little boy in you when you become a man, because you're told to skip the little boy phase and be a man. You know what I mean? Especially if you live in a household with a single parent and the dad's gone. Now you're told to be a dad, or be the father of the house, be the man of the house, not the little boy. You got to skip that stage because you got to provide, right? You get you a lady, then that's a thing too. You're told to work and provide, right? Whether she wants to work or not, that's her thing. But sometimes they don't. Most of the time they don't. So you got to provide for them. You told to do that, right? And then so whenever you get to the point where you make all your money, then you want to start feeding that little child. It's a real thing, and I don't think enough of us talk about it. And it's also the reason why a lot of men get themselves in trouble, because all the things you yearn from as a kid, but you can't do as an adult. Talk to people in certain kind of ways. The things you can pay for with money, like, right? It gets a little tricky. Sometimes you gotta be a man when it's time to be a man. But if you never fed that child, that little boy in you, you feel like there's a hole in you. Something's missing. There you go. Wait, I'm not going to close with. Well, I'm just running through stuff, but Santra has been running with Luz. I'll go. Shooters was a comment in your time. Yeah, it's so contrary to. Let me see. Wait, let me see what's saying. It's been wild. I'm just running through stuff, but Santra has been running my news. I'll go. Oh, you heard this shit? Yeah. You know what it is, Blackout? It's the internet, bro. It's the internet. It's not that it's more. I can't say with like data if the shooters are more or not, like, or how different it is from today and back in the day. What I can tell you is that the internet and access to social media heightens everything by 1,000. Why? Is because if everything wasn't on the news, that's one thing, and another thing that so if you're not how would I ever know what happened that one time in downtown LA at that one event if the news don't report on it and I ain't knew nobody who went? Or how would I know what happened over there in the Hoovers when such and such went down if I was nowhere close to that event? Or how would I know what went down, you know what I mean, in any section? But on your timeline, your algorithm is the stuff you look at. Like none of our algorithm is happenstance, right? So if you see a bunch of like shootings on your timeline, do you follow a bunch of gangsters or people that meddling in hood shit, right? Because all they do is pass the information back and forth, or Instagram listens to you. So if the video come down your timeline and it's a shooting or somebody fighting, and you hold that video and you sitting there watching it for over a minute or something like that, you're telling Instagram, oh, that's the kind of stuff you like. So they start sending that stuff toward you, right? Your algorithm is only stuff that you will listen with. That's why your Explorer page looks like the stuff you're interested in. It's not happenstance. If you watch big booty chicks all day, you go to your Explorer page, your whole Explorer page is that. Or if you like, for example, I'm into watches, right? So my whole Explorer page is watches, different luxury watches, basic watches, all kind of watches. You know what I mean? My photography page, my whole entire Explorer page is all camera stuff. So it's just different. Social media heightens everything. That's it. It heightens everything that you be on, though. Now you can change it, but back to the original point anyway. The question if it's like that or not, yeah, I mean, obviously niggas are getting shot, hood days is going down. Not only are you celebrating, the enemies know your hood day, so they know when and where y'all would be, when y'all would be at this place and where y'all gonna be. So yeah, it was obviously going down, but social media didn't heighten it so much, so you didn't hear about it so much. Every day on the timeline, you hear about something. Especially if you're a hood nigga. I ain't gotta be plugged into the algorithm. Everybody tap in and text you, call you, such as happened. You heard what happened over there. Somebody texts in with a story. It all goes down back and forth. Different things. Bruh, it was different. Trust me. It was different. Me and Pun on the road was different. But yeah, man. Hold up. It's great. Even with stuff. Let me see. Even with all this stuff now, with with all these dudes snitching. Why is that the top? It's crazy that that's the topic. It's crazy that we're having conversations with Young Thug, Roscoe, Gunna, 6ix9ine, Whack 100. All these dudes are like hogging up the algorithm as far as like street, quote unquote, snitch politics. That's crazy in itself. Now, I've never in my life heard of so many people having snitch conversations in public like this. This is a first. And like I said on my other live, is that the first time a nigga snitched? No. People snitch all the time. It's common. It's really common. But like I said, social media heightens everything. So, like you used to have to be on a certain yard or a certain hood to hear about somebody who told on somebody. Social media puts the paperwork up or puts the rumors go up. It's all over the timeline. It's all over the world in seconds. The right Instagram page posts a story about somebody telling us somebody getting beat up or somebody going to jail for some weird crime. It's global in seconds. Think about that. Think about that. The right page post the right information or say a story on you for whatever reason. If there's any kind of controversy in the story they post on you, the right page can post it and you are now global in seconds. Whether it's true or not, that's the scary part. Whether it's true or not, because what we do have in this social media era is a lack of respective journalism. Like being integral is rare. People are hearing things and posting it. You heard something one time, or you saw a picture, or you heard a voice something one time, and then you take it, hurry up, and do what you got to do, chop it all up, whatever, whether it's a video or whatever, and hurry up and post it. And how dangerous is that? What happens when the artist, person, celebrity, whoever comes back and say, that's not even true. I wasn't there. Or I never said that. You know what's the craziest part too? People hear the lie. They never hear the truth of it. They always hear the lie. Always. Somebody put out a story right now and say, Lucc killed somebody. And then it goes viral, boom, 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 whatever. And I do everything in my power to get that page pulled. And then I put out a statement on video like, that's not true. I never killed nobody. Whatever. Barely anybody gonna see that post. But millions of people saw the one that said I killed somebody. And they already believe it. And it don't even matter what I said. Because even if I say I didn't, they'll say I'm covering up for something, I'm lying, whatever the case may be. It's almost like, this is the weird part of the internet. It's almost like the first serving of information becomes law. How crazy is that? The first serving of information becomes law. Whatever you put out first becomes law. And we live by it every day. We talk about it every day. Whether rumors, whether whatever. Every day. Everything's reactionary. How can I get them to click? I don't care if it's not true or not. How can I get the click, the views? Because what you can't do is take back the numbers that I got from this video. So if I post a video about somebody that's not true, it may be a bad audio, it may be a voice that sound like them, but not them. Whether it's AI, whatever. Once I post it and the thing go viral, and then there's a million views or whatever the case may be whatever, and then somebody says that's not me. I've never said that. The audio is not my voice, whatever. I already got the views from it. Can't take them back. Crazy, yo. That's a fact. That's a fact. The rap game is literally Grand Theft Auto. What's crazy is, I can't even say the music game. The rap game, Grand Theft Auto. Like the stuff we're paying attention to, the stuff we're giving our time to, it's crazy. Because here's the thing. If the people don't pay attention to it, then it gets no love. Right? You know, people complain about Tyler Perry. Or people complain about Mona Scott and Love and Hip Hop, right? They used to complain about that a lot. Or Atlanta Housewives, or Married to Medicine, and women fighting each other all the time, or black people shitting on each other, basically, right? All these shows got a following. They're not showing these shows to nobody. For you to have season after season after season of a certain show, somebody watching it. So while people are downing these shows, which I understand why some of these shows are getting shitted on, you know what I mean? But it's being sold to somebody watching it. So what does that say about the viewer? That's where my first problem is. You know, like people talk about rap music, they talk about how the white man wants us to rap about destruction, killing ourselves, how to divide, all these things, right? Maybe so. But who listening to it? Who listening to it? Which means who are the buyers of this music? Now that part, I'm not even talking about black or white. I'm talking about people, human beings. They may want us to make music about destruction. But that music has to be sold to somebody. Because the minute people, humans in general, stop wanting thug street records, the minute they stop wanting that, let's say they don't want that no more. They don't want no street records, no records about killing, no records about frivolous drug use. No, the minute the people in mass say they don't want that no more, and they show that by not buying it, that music, you won't hear that music on the market nowhere ever again. That's a fact. They're only selling you what you want. %. And it doesn't work without the people. Yes, there's games to be played. Yes, there's twisting of like algorithm and manipulation tactics, and marketing can be the devil depending on how it's used, right? Yeah, for sure. All that's a thing. But not but. And the people have to want to buy it. They have to want it. You know, if you can watch, for example, if I watch Atlanta Housewives and then I'm sitting there complaining with my wife about like all they do is fight and curse each other out on here. But I'm complaining while I'm simultaneously watching the show. I mean, the numbers are going, right? If you're tired of it for real, turn it off. Don't turn it back on again. If everybody's tired, but here's the thing though, everybody don't think like that. Everybody don't think that's the actual problem or that's a problem. They're like, it's just entertainment. I watch it because I like it. I don't care. And then you get people that don't value themselves. So they don't care at all any kind of way. You know what I mean? They don't care at all. Which way? They're just like, I want what I want. That's it. I remember heard a young dude say, we don't care about lyrics. I just want the beat. He said, you old niggas care about lyrics. He said, we don't care what nobody say. We don't care what they saying on the record. We don't care what they say. They don't even, he said, we don't even care what they say. They don't even need to have words. I said, wow. Because if I understood that like someone understands jazz, then maybe that could slide. Because you're approaching it from a different kind of lens when you're listening to jazz. There's an artistic view and a way you can take that in with the admiration of somebody's skill with how to use instruments and sound. Right? It's a different thing. But if it's just because we don't listen to that and the music is just, it ain't even an artistic approach you take into it. You just like how it sound, and then so it must be right. I would disagree with that, but whatever. And the fact that I'm a hip hop baby and I love hip hop, that just won't never be right with me. It won't. That will never be right with me. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. And that goes into so many different things. Music is one thing. Entertainment as a whole is a whole nother monster. As a grand, thing, structure, infrastructure. It's a whole nother thing, and it's tough. Because it's like you have hope for something. Like I have hope for hip hop, but Is it going to die? Because I remember jazz at one point was the biggest music in the world. And then you had people saying jazz is dead. And now you have people, there's some people in their lives right now who've never heard jazz ever. Or they don't think they have. When it's in movies, TV commercials, all kind of stuff. But they don't think they heard jazz ever. It's like a dying thing to people. Like a dying genre. When it was once so revered. You know what I mean? Hip hop could eventually be the same thing. They like, while people laugh and act like they don't care, if this keep going like this, it will be a point where people be like, remember that time when hip hop was this? Remember when you could listen at the we can listen. Remember that when they cared about a whole entire culture. It was crazy about hip hop is hip hop. Rap ain't the only element of hip hop. So they feel like since rap is coming, it's in some like struggling state of like they're basically on hospice. Rap is basically on hospice. That's how people are looking at it. And how do you revive it with people who don't care? Like there's the artists who don't care because they want to make the money, and there's the listener who don't care because they don't even care about lyrics anymore. So how could you motivate them or inspire them to do anything? You know what I mean? That's what made Chuck D so dangerous. You know what I mean? That's what made Rage Against the Machine such a legendary revolutionary group. That's what made Native Tongue so powerful. Because of the lyrics. What they were saying, waking up the people. Which, another conversation, that's actually where woke comes from. Woke doesn't come from where these liberals and conservatives make it what they make it today. Whole nother conversation. Anyway, yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. And I sit there every day, sitting in it as a student, and then stuff is coming across my table, just so much lack of care. People who don't care about song structure, who don't even care about sound. Look, even if I don't care if you're gonna use lyrics or not, just find me a skillfully way to do so. Don't not because you can't do it. That's ridiculous. I don't say, don't nobody care about gymnastics because I can't flip. Like, what? Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah, man, I ain't it. And it gets frustrating because I sit with myself a lot and thought, and I think about these things and what can someone do to change it. Now I have my foot on the other side of the building, and back in music again. Like I said, we'll talk about that soon enough. But also, it's a slow process. You know what I mean? It's a slow process. You try to fix. If you may have an idea how to patch it up, or you can make great music from your end, or you can sign an artist who's incredible, and they're the next like big thing in music, and they actually care about the culture and show skill and all that. And then that's another piece to it. But on a grand scale, rappers on hospice, and I'm just surprised that all the people don't want to let it die. Surprised by that. You know what I mean? It's sick when you think about it. Because you watch people, you watch people take from your culture. You watch people take everything they could till it was bone dry, laugh, well, don't invest back, laugh and take that stuff elsewhere. And you stuck with a dying culture that nobody wants to resuscitate. Why you say that? He looked like me. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah, nah. That's crazy. But yeah, man, so I'm about to hold up, my man. Boom, okay. So shout out to GFS Blackout. Shout out to Fashe was definitely in the building today. 919 he was good. King 88. Shout out to you, my good brother. Brian Villages. Did I say that right? Brian, what up with it? Appreciate you for stopping by, tapping in. Tafashe, always love, champ. OG710, appreciate you. I appreciate y'all tapping in this morning. Got to try to go get the rest of my day going, take care of some stuff. McAdoo. What's good, my brother? McAdoo, just in time. I was about to tap out, but I'm glad I got to say what up. I got to go take care of some things. I want to get at least an hour in today. But I appreciate y'all stopping by, saying what up to the brother. For real, showing support in any kind of way. I appreciate that. For all who's here, at least like the video. Like the video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I know it's not a lot of y'all in here, but maybe if none of y'all, if one of y'all are not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see if I can have a guest next show. Well, next show I'm gonna have Tafashe gonna chop it up with me. We're gonna chop it up. So I got Tafashe as the next episode on Thursday. Tomorrow's relatable. Relatable is at 11. Unless I'm gonna say this on camera. Unless Rios cancel on me, tomorrow is relatable. 11 a.m. The only way it doesn't happen is if Rios cancel on me. I'm not trying to put on him only because I've canceled a couple episodes too. But yeah, tomorrow's relatable, 11 a.m. relatable, and I'm back with Homeroom 10 a.m. on Thursday, featuring my good brother Tafashe. We'll just chop it up a little bit, talk some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I'm gonna tap in with y'all real soon. I appreciate y'all following through. Thanks for staying around with your boy, man. Thanks for kicking off your morning with me in Homeroom. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Once again, drop your thoughts in the comments. Say something. Say hey. Say what up. Say something. I was there. I was here first. Whatever y'all say, drop your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate y'all greatly. For real. I love to hear from you. Until next time, stay real, stay inspired, and have a great day. I love y'all, man. Shout out to all the brothers came through and hang out with me, man. Y'all some real ones. I'll be at this tomorrow again, but on Relatable at 11 a.m. Relatable. Matter of fact, I'll post a flyer or something today. So there'll be a reminder on YouTube to let y'all know tomorrow a.m., 11 a.m., Relatable. Me and Rios is in the building, chopping it up, talking biz as usual. Tap in with us. I'm out.